Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Northern Lights. I'm your host, Tanner, joined today by Steve. How's it going, man?
Hey, I'm here. I'm happy. I'm feeling good. Thankful for the Dabbler Depot and Dabbler Depot Studios.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's always good to be back. I mean, I feel like we start every episode with that, but it's such a comfortable space that we've really made this place home. It's fun to see the shelf of products change. If you're on the audio version, check us out on YouTube. You can see what our shelf looks like. We've got products. We've got a fish. We've got maybe a little Yoda. I don't know, but check out the feed and you can see it. But
and thanks to all our new YouTube subscribers. Appreciate you joining us.
Yeah. Jordan, how are you doing today?
Doing awesome. Feeling very light, feeling very airy, feeling ready to hear what you guys got, but also I got something for you guys.
See, and that's all right. Well, let's just right into it. I've never felt more nervous coming into a recording session because generally I have a piece of paper in front of me that says, "Hey, Tanner, here's what you're talking about today," and I really like that. As a teacher, I really like to have a lesson plan. And now we're at the point where I'm being told, you made a game for us. Mm-hmm. It's not on my piece of paper.
It's not your day today, Tanner.
And it's just going to be...
What is the game called?
Wow, we've got sound effects.
Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Potculture Trivia.
Man's in his bag.
The game where we put our heads together.
Okay.
You guys are working as a team.
All right.
I have collected a collection, as they say, of different pieces of media, cinema, music, television, that all have very clear ties to the cannabis world, the cannabis culture.
Okay.
I am going to be describing these different pieces in the most vaguely specific way I possibly can. And I want you two to
put our heads together
and try to come up with if you can find what this piece of media is.
Okay.
So with each prompt, there is going to be 3 clues, if you need them, that are descending in, or I guess ascending in specificity. So the first clue is going to be still pretty vague.
Okay.
The last clue is going to be almost just a giveaway.
Talk about production value. I mean, you're putting my games to shame.
No, I'm not.
I had an envelope with a piece of paper.
You walked so I could run.
Oh,
yeah, it's true. Producer Jordan.
Hey, and I got all the buttons. I might as well use them. You know?
Yeah, I'm thinking Colonel Mustard, Alex Trebek, Norm Macdonald. I'm ready for these games.
Okay. So the way this is going to go is I have 3 categories.
Okay.
They're all, and I'll tell you, it's film and cinema, it's music, and then television. Okay. And each one has, 3 to 4 different prompts. Mm-hmm. Okay. I will read them. If you guys need me to read them again, I'll read them again. But I think we'll just dive in to the first round. All right?
Absolutely. I'm ready.
All right.
Wow.
All right. So our first category today, film and cinema.
Okay.
So we're talking movies. And I guess I'll just jump into the prompt.
Let's
Ready?
go.
All right. A scholarly journey through the final hours of institutionalized learning in the 1970s, where various initiations, aerosols, and philosophical musings about aliens take center stage. Is there a guess? Already.
All right. I do have one guess, but I mean, do you have any idea?
No.
Steve,
All right.
No idea?
No idea yet, but it's
So if I'm getting the movie right, one of my favorite parts about this movie is you watch it and you're like, wow, this was filmed in the 70s. It feels so much like it. And you look and it was released, I believe, in the 90s. And it's just such a great callback to an older time. And it's crazy that 90s are further away from today than But I think this is Dazed and Confused, or is that correct?
That is correct.
All
Tanner.
right.
All right. That is 1-0.
That is
guys.
a classic.
Dazed and Confused?
Yeah, Dazed and Confused. Thank you. Yeah, highly recommend.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah,
you guys got
okay.
That was an easy one. I gave you softball, the first one.
So that movie was filmed in the 70s and came out in the 90s?
No. It was filmed as if it was the 70s, but in the 90s.
Okay.
And I remember watching it as like a teenager and thinking like, this was filmed in the 70s. This is so cool. Mm-hmm. And realizing later on, No. These are all actors that were in the 90s.
Right.
We've got a young stoner in the room. Do you know that movie? Are you aware of that one? Yeah. All right. Cool. So the kids still know about it. That's cool.
That's good to know. All right. Moving on to the second movie.
Okay.
A botanic connoisseur and his reluctant deliverymen embark on a chaotic odyssey after stumbling upon a rare horticultural specimen that inadvertently entangles them with men of violence and corruption.
Oh, I think I'm stumped on this one.
If you need a clue, or I can read it again.
Yeah, I'll take it one more time.
All right, here we go.
With the clue. With the
All right.
clue.
A botanic connoisseur and his reluctant deliveryman embark on a chaotic odyssey after stumbling upon a rare horticultural specimen that inadvertently entangles them with men of violence and corruption. And the first clue.
All right. Yeah.
A rare botanical specimen sets off a chain reaction of paranoia and violence, which again doesn't give much away. But I need to toe the line.
Paranoia and violence.
Is this Blow?
Oh, all right. Unfortunately, not Below. Good guess though. Good guess. Can we have the next clue? Is that okay?
Yes, the next clue. It's a stoner action movie with explosions, corrupt cops, and an unhinged dealer named Red.
Okay. Red got me.
Okay. What is it?
This is such a classic. Is this Pineapple Express?
This is
All right.
Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
Yes. Great. All right, you guys are so far cruising. Tanner,
Wow.
Steve.
You know, the kids love Pineapple Express.
Yeah. I remember sort of around the time when that movie came out, and if someone was selling you weed, it was crazy. It turned out to be Pineapple Express, and it was $20 more.
Oh yeah,
But,
dude, I got the best stuff you've had.
Yeah, I've got the Snickle Fritz. Whatever. All right. Give us our next
you guys
one. What do we
ready
got?
for the
What do we
next one?
got?
All right.
We were getting shamed in the studio.
I know. No, yeah. Our in studio audience got it immediately.
Yeah.
So, all right. A laid-back philosopher and his companions navigate the treacherous waters of mistaken identity, nihilist aggression, and the ethical complexities of bowling, all while seeking restitution for a soiled carpet.
All right.
Do you need it again?
I think the bowling part I'm linked to, but let's hear it one more time.
Or I think,
And then-
Tanner, you have it. I can just give the clue.
I'm going to be so embarrassed if I get this wrong, though, but this is the Big Lebowski, right? All right. Oh, I was nervous there. The bowling part had me hooked, but
I think this game's got legs.
yeah, I like this. What was the easiest clue for that one? I'm curious.
That one is just the dude abides.
Okay, all right. Yeah. That's
Like I
Dude
said,
does
the
abide.
clue 3 just basically gives every single thing away.
I dig it though. Wow.
Page turn.
Here we go.
All right. Your final prompt for this category in film and cinema.
Okay.
A team of mustachioed enforcers of the law struggle to maintain their jurisdiction over a sleepy highway while engaging in mind games, syrup consumption, and a questionable approach to traffic stops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know this one.
You're gonna get it right, meow?
Give it to him, Tanner. What is it?
This, I believe, is the classic, incredible film, Super Troopers.
Super Troopers.
All right, yeah, there we go.
That's the one, folks.
Oh,
That's
the
one.
drinking of maple syrup part. My favorite fact about that movie is that they tried a bunch of other substances that looked similar, but weren't able to. So that scene, they're drinking real maple syrup, and I assure you guys, when we do the dab on the show, it's not just fake weed. We're doing real dabs. It's the real maple syrup.
And that's a Tanner fun fact.
There we go. We've got sound effects. I don't know. Yeah.
Let me get back into this. I need TV. I need TV now.
You want to? Okay,
all right, we're
TV
jumping.
is my third category, but I can do another quick page turn. And
All right. We're turning.
Here we go.
We're flipping.
We're flipping to page 3 rather than page 2.
Television.
I'm not on the board. I gotta find a way on the board.
And it's okay because again, you guys are working as a team.
Right.
This is a group building exercise. All right, and Our next category is television.
This is so good.
So, our first prompt. A group of gangly youths regularly convene in a subterranean sanctuary to engage in circular discourse on life's mysteries, all while evading parental authority and occasionally stumbling into employment.
Workaholics.
Oh, all right. That was a good guess, though. That was really, really a good guess. Because I was thinking the same thing. They're going around to their lair. They're occasionally going to work, but not often.
Do you want a clue number one?
Yeah, let's do the first
All
one.
right. Basement wisdom, generational disapproval, and an ever-present haze.
All right. This is a show where, like, some of them went on to become, what's that cult?
I've been waiting. I've been waiting for Danny.
Scientology.
Danny Mastermind.
Finally made it onto the show.
Yeah.
Wow. You got to give this one, I think.
Are we on That 70s Show?
There we go.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
we are. We are hanging
Wow.
out in, what is it, Milwaukee or some
Point Place, Wisconsin.
Point Place,
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Which came up as I was thinking about Dazed and Confused.
Mm-hmm.
Another show that was in the 70s, but
Yeah.
filmed in a later time. Not quite as good as Dazed and Confused.
And another show that the filming of that show was closer to the 70s than we are to the filming of that show.
Tanner, shut up.
Sorry. No. We're not old.
No.
Did you guys see That's 80s show with Glenn from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Is it not that 90s show? Or
that
is it,
90s show, maybe?
I think
it was another
I think
decade.
They skipped. Yeah, I think they skipped the 80s because we all skipped the 80s.
Yeah, historically terrible decade.
The 80s didn't exist.
When I was young, and the show that makes me feel old is I would go over to my neighbor's house in Plymouth, and they would be watching Tool Time with Tim Allen.
Yeah.
And that's one of those shows that was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Oof.
I hope to be somebody's Wilson one day, Everybody needs a Wilson.
Is that the
and
fence mate?
It's the guy that it's always just like this, Well, Tim. He just gives advice even though nobody ever asks for it, but it's usually pretty good advice.
Yeah.
I could see you fitting that role really well.
I'm ready. I just need a taller fence.
We'll build you one.
All right. Are we ready for our next television show?
Here we go. Next television.
All right. A group of chronic underachievers dedicate equal energy to professional stagnation and extracurricular inebriation, blending office hijinks with backyard escapades while avoiding any real semblance of responsibility.
So here's what I think is funny. Maybe all weed TV shows, when broken down to their core essence, are all sort of the same. Because that's also sort of the description of That 70s Show. And also sort of the description of the show that you said right before this. But it could also be the description of so many. What do you think with that one? That I feel like that's
I
the
think
Workaholics
I
one?
think it triggered Workaholics for Tanner, and
Yeah.
I'll support that. Yes.
All right,
yes,
there we go. We got it. We got it.
Yeah, we got there.
I'm glad you said that one, because otherwise, if you wouldn't have said that last round, I would have heard that and been like,
What is it?
office hijinks. They didn't. There was one weed episode in The Office, and it wasn't even that good.
Yeah.
What is this?
But when that show
Northern
came out,
Lights Indica.
yeah, that show, I feel like the new episodes came out in the summer, and that was just perfect timing for that show. It was kids out of school wanting to watch a cannabis lifestyle like that.
Yeah. I remember it's fun going through the ages of watching that show when I was younger and thinking this is really what I strive to be. And now watching that show and just feeling worried for them. You guys okay?
Right. But those guys are plenty fine.
Oh,
a
they're
lot of
doing
them,
fine
a lot
today,
of them
yeah.
have gone on to have big careers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Just like us, maybe.
Yeah, that's gonna be us someday. That started as a podcast.
Here we
as
go.
a web show or something.
Comedy Central.
Yeah, reach out.
Here we come. All right, our next prompt.
Here we go.
An aimless matriarch discovers that horticultural entrepreneurship is a viable means of sustaining her family. Though as her operation grows, so do the complications, attracting both wealth and law enforcement scrutiny.
Nancy Botwin. Great show. Had a run had a few seasons that were undefeated.
Yeah. Talk about a show that should have ended like halfway through.
Yeah.
Season 1 and 2, I agree with you. Like, probably led to me working in the industry today. Part of that influence of just being so inspired by like, wow, weed can be really cool and how you get it around to people in this whole market. And then you get to the end of that show. She's like part of some Mexican drug lord who's also elected to president, I believe.
Yeah.
And then she's still selling weed to like this one town.
Yeah. Little boxes on the hillside.
Yeah, I remember
Ticky-tacky.
one episode where a bunch of weed accidentally spilled out in a pool. And they were like, don't worry, throw it in the dryer. We can dry it and make hash out of it. And thinking today, like, holy shit, people were doing chlorine dabs. Like, that's not good. And so, yeah.
What are we talking about, though?
Lay it on.
Oh my God. What is the name of that show?
Starts with the W.
Starts
E-E-D.
with weed. Weeds.
There we
Simple
go.
as that.
Well done. You guys are 1,000% right now.
All right, we're doing good.
Yeah.
We're doing good.
Yeah.
We got to ask the youngling in the studio. Have you seen Weeds? Do you know that show? No? Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Well, it's a good one.
When I got out of college, I had my laptop and I would go on to like a third-party site and find it because it was an HBO show. And so once it was over, unless you had HBO, you couldn't really like find it anywhere. But the main character was Nancy Botwin. And the first 2 seasons are really good.
Yeah, highly recommend. No, it's about this woman who her husband dies, and she's like, how the fuck do I support my family in this like picture-perfect neighborhood with all these expenses? And she learns, I can sell weed to all these other people in this picture-perfect neighborhood and make a lot of money. And
it's good.
yeah.
I think I've described it as like a cuter version of Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
It's like that, it's like kind of like how Pocahontas is like Dances with Wolves. It's like we're singing the same song here. Like it's the same kind of plot points, but in totally different fonts.
And then I think it started as a Showtime show and then got bought by HBO. Because I
Oh.
remember the amount of sex in the later seasons went up significantly.
Oh,
And,
wow. Yeah.
Shout out HBO. Wow, yeah, Weeds. That's a good one.
Did you just say because you thought you were about to drive the next point of this podcast?
I did, yeah. I went to go do the transition and realized my paper doesn't help me.
It's producer Jordan, bitch.
Oof.
We've got 2 more in our television segment, and then we have a whole nother section, but we can
This is a great show.
attack that if
I
we
like
want
that.
to. All right. We're getting a little more niche.
Okay.
now. All right, folks. Okay. A 2-wheeled philosopher traverses the city, delivering both herbal remedies and glimpses into the intimate, often bizarre lives of an eclectic clientele. Each episode revealing a new perspective on urban existence.
A 2-wheeled
Philosopher.
who makes his way around the city. I've got to hand it over to Tanner and hear what he thinks.
Yeah, so I went through this period, late high school, early college, where I was just absorbing all cannabis media that I could. Just anything out there that was about cannabis culture. I just wanted to soak it up. And this show I remember stumbling upon when it had just transitioned from a web show to an HBO show. And realizing like, wow, this is a show about weed, but it's not. It's about all the people that buy weed from the same guy. And this one guy going through his day, just trying to sell weed to people of New York and having people threaten him or try to steal his money, or more so, like try to hang out with him, or like,
Even worse.
yeah, go get dinner, or like, dude, I'm just trying to sell you some weed and get out on my bike. And
I've seen this show,
yeah.
but just a couple of times.
highly recommend. You're talking about high maintenance, is that correct? Yeah. It's a good one. Another show that has a lot of sex in it that I went to go show my wife sometime is like, hey, check out this show. It's really funny. We put it on the first episode, a lot of fighting, a lot of sex. And I'm like, no, it's good. Trust me.
That's awkward. Yeah.
yeah. And she's like, it's fine.
Right.
And I also love how some episodes, not all the time, but the writers sometimes get the lives of the clientele intertwined, whether it's like butterfly effect or like full on like, yeah, my taxi splashed you on the side. Like it could be like super direct or like super like I yelled at somebody who then 8 hours later like was in a hurry and like made somebody like it's like a very like intertwined story. So yeah, high maintenance on HBO.
Such a good premise that like just won't be as possible decades from now. Of like
because
this
that
show
guy,
it's just about the minutes before and the minutes after that he showed up to sell weed, and like that doesn't. If you did that in a dispensary, it would just be like a security camera. Like it's not anything that exciting. This is you get to interact with all these aspects of people's lives that. You don't if you're selling gummies today, and that's for sure.
And that's why MedMen is no longer with us.
Yeah. Shout out MedMen.
One of my favorite things about the wait, shit, I just had the thought, it lost.
Oh, classic stoner moment.
Yeah.
We got to keep this in. We're keeping it in.
What was it? Oh yeah. One of my favorite things about the show though is that the main character basically through like all of season 1 and most of season 2, you don't even know his name because he's just the guy or my guy or our guy, like he's just
it's good writing.
Like, but he's the main character. He's in every single scene. He like I just love that element of story writing.
Was that on like a premium channel as well?
Yeah, that was HBO.
Yeah. I think I've seen that.
Back during the time when if you wanted weed on like a public network, it had to be anti-weed. You couldn't have a show that showed people using weed and not have it be like a PSA.
Wow, the subliminal stigma that exists, it's worth pointing out.
Yeah.
I think we're showing our early days of torrenting right now, Steve. I've never had HBO in my life.
Because
don't come after me.
But yeah, all these shows, they were all on Pirate Bay. It's crazy.
Pirate Bay, God,
just so helpful.
Yeah.
All right, and our final prompt for
it was
television.
Pirate Bay. Thank you, Pirate Bay.
In a small, quirky town where small talk is an art form, a diverse group of fast-talking residents debate life's most pressing concerns, including produce-based currency, scrapping etiquette, and the finer points of recreational indulgence.
Can I get an era or maybe just a clue?
I would call it modern day.
Okay.
All right. I think I'm going to need a clue too. Yeah, I'm sort of stumped on this one.
All right, dipping in. Clue number 1.
Dippin' Dots.
Small town wisdom delivered at breakneck speed.
Small town wisdom. Breakneck speed.
It is basically just kind of how the show is written.
They're fast talkers.
The show is made up of extremely well-written and intentional one-liners, basically. It is just one-liners back and forth.
I mean, Philadelphia is not a small town, but that's as close as I can get to a guess right now.
All right.
I think I'm going to need another clue.
All right. This town is made up mostly of skids, hicks, and hockey players who all walk into a bar.
Is this trailer trash?
So I was going to guess Trailer Park Boys, but not because I've seen much of this show, but just I don't know what else to guess.
Small town Winnipeg or something like that. Yeah. I'm going to go I'm with Tanner.
Oh, fuck. That's a disappointing sound.
I think there's a lot of people on the internet who would be like, "Oh yeah, you're talking about that show, right?" But no, we're talking a little more I haven't seen Trailer Park Boys either. But this show.
Give me 3 CPO.
All right, here comes clue 3PO. Quote, "Pitter patter, let's get at her."
Are you with this? Okay. I'm going to phone a friend.
All right, go ahead, phone a friend.
All right, so we had our friend in the audience. Is it Letterkenny? Oh my God, it was. Wow. All right, so this is so embarrassing. I have a friend who told me, you should watch that show. And I told him, yeah, I totally did.
You told him you did?
Yeah, I should watch that show. That sounds like it's good.
So, yeah, that was a show I was involved, like I was in on it, like when it was a YouTube show in like 2013, 14.
Wow.
And then it got picked up by some network, and now Hulu is all over it. So
really?
And now Shoresy, there's an offshoot kind of, it's called Shoresy also.
Okay.
It's great. It's a great show. Very, like I said, breakneck speed. Like all the dialogue is just pop, 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 pop. It's okay. It's pretty rhythmic. Yeah. Anyway,
never heard of it.
I'll have to check it out. It's on Netflix. I know that much. Or it was on Netflix?
I think it's on
Hulu. Oh shoot! All right. Well, not on Netflix. On Hulu.
Also, probably maybe Peacock.
And probably, let's be real, probably the Pirate Bay as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
This episode
Brought to you by.
I want to be on the Pirate Bay.
Yeah. I think we could probably just upload these episodes ourselves on there, just to.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Support the Northern Lights podcast across all Northern Lights
On the Pirate Bay. All right. Well, so we've got one more category. Do we want to? Should we do the final category?
All right, let's get through it.
I'm excited to see what we got.
So before the episode, I ran this whole thing by Kale, and I definitely was like, I feel like Steve's going to do a lot of the heavy lifting on this section because of the same reason you just said.
Yeah, I'm not really a pop music guy.
Right.
I really like listening to Northern Lights podcast, but I don't really listen to a lot of modern day music per se.
Our first prompt for our music category. So remember, these are all songs. I don't need artist names. I'm just looking for a song title here.
Okay.
But if you want to sing, if you want to name the artist, go for it. Okay.
Do we get extra points if we perform it?
Sure. Yeah. Welcome to Northern Lights, where everything's made up and the points don't matter. That's right. Just like the director of the OCM.
I like it.
I'm here for it. Yeah. Yeah. Saw him on camera the other day. Let's go.
All right. Prompt number 1. A series of increasingly unfortunate life decisions, each directly correlated to a certain herbal indulgence, unfolds in a rhythmic confession that ultimately culminates in existential resignation.
It's interesting hearing a song be described in words.
Because you got to think about lyrics. Admittedly, I am not a lyrics guy. I'm listening to music for music and like vibes. Like, I won't know the name of a song for like 15 years after hearing it for the first, like, but I can sing you the chord progression. All right.
Give me a clue. Give me a clue.
All right. The first clue. Clue number 1. A tragic tale of lost motivation told in the form of a catchy confession.
I love it, but it's so vague.
Clue number 2. A laundry list of personal failures, all blamed on a single indulgence.
Oh,
I was going to clean my room.
And then I got high. Afro Man.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Extra points for Afro Man.
Yep.
You know, when I was in 7th grade driving to, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin with my dad.
I love that lake.
And I wanted to play that song on the radio louder than it was being played. He didn't really like that.
That's crazy.
7th grade.
Go figure.
Go figure.
Go figure.
So the line, I was going to fuck my wife until I got high, he didn't like blasting through the speakers? I don't understand.
And the funny thing is the radio version of that song is so different than the explicit version, but like they just gap it.
I didn't know there was a radio version.
I honestly
to me.
didn't even know there was an explicit version.
When it came out, I was in 7th grade, so I heard it on the radio. Yeah, no, that song made the radio.
I can't picture that song being played on the radio.
Welcome back to KDWB 101.3. Just remember, ladies drink for free till 11.
Yeah, I remember those tropics and, but yeah, dollar drinks. No, because I got high 2001, it was, and it was just gaps of bars that they just couldn't sing.
That's so good. Wow. Yeah, because I really, there are entire chunks of that song. I'm like, there's no Wednesday to Friday on this. This is gone.
Great. Honestly, you had a stump there, but what a classic.
Wow.
I'm trying to find the balance between like being vague but being pretty like flavorful in how
this
vague I can.
This is a game show.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Our prompt number 2 for music. An individual's daily routine is structured around a symmetrical and methodical inhalation ritual, passed down through familial wisdom and reinforced by an unwavering commitment to relaxation.
Yes. I'm sure I love the song. It's hard for me to know what it is. Can you repeat it?
I can repeat it, yes. An individual's daily routine is structured around a symmetrical and methodical inhalation ritual, passed down through familial wisdom and reinforced by an unwavering commitment to relaxation.
I'm thinking it's like Cypress Hill.
So I know the ritual you're talking about. but I don't know the song. You're talking about which way do you pass? You pass to the left. But
Okay.
what is that? What is that song?
Are we talking about past the duchy on the left-hand side? Is that what you're thinking of?
I think so.
Right.
But I don't.
Right.
I don't know that song. No.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Not that one. All right, we're gonna need more clues. I'm really stumped on this one.
I'll take a clue, please.
Clue number 1. A time-based ritual encouraged by wisdom, both parental and musical. Clue number 1's always a toughie. I'm not going to give it to you.
Which is fair, but I'm picturing the people at home just getting upset listening.
They're screaming at their headphones.
like, you idiot. This
Genre,
is-
I'm thinking like West Coast hip hop.
Ooh,
No.
ooh, not West Coast hip hop.
Okay.
Sheesh.
More clues, please.
All right, clue number 2. The ultimate philosophy for handling life's highs and lows, literally.
Yeah, the ultimate
Oh
philosophy.
my God, I'm stumped on this one.
All right, and
Does our
here-
studio audience have any idea?
The ultimate philosophy.
I will give you a bonus hint before I sing out or before I say actual lyrics. I would put this in the 90s ska realm.
Oh, I like 90s ska.
90s ska. And it's a stoner. Okay.
Let me find Spotify real quick.
Oh my God.
I think we can play a few seconds of it.
At least 5 and no more than 15, I think. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, I will say the lyrics and then I'll play the song. All right.
Yeah.
Quote, I smoke 2 joints before I smoke 2 joints, and then I smoke 2 more.
Sublime.
Yeah.
Smoke 2
It's
joints.
in the morning. Ah, man.
And that's enough before we get sued.
Embarrassing. Yeah, I've definitely listened to that song before while trimming weed.
Great song.
But man, didn't
Saw it live
wasn't able
at
to try that one.
Milwaukee's Music Fest.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
whatever it's called.
Well, I think that's the first one you guys have
Wow.
actually gotten wrong.
All
So
right, that's
well
okay.
done.
That's okay. We're gonna bounce back.
Yeah, well done.
We got a couple more, right?
Yeah, we got just
Opportunity?
2 more to come back.
Sheesh.
All right.
All right.
We're not big joint guys.
No.
All right.
Smoke 2 dabs in the morning.
Smoke 2 dabs at night.
Yep. Do a couple over my lunch break and then maybe some in the afternoon too.
And then I feel all right.
Yeah, there you go. I think we're on to another hit. We won a Grammy. People don't know this. We were nominated for a Grammy season 1 for a song that we produced and came out with. We could get nominated for another Grammy. That podcast Grammy category, really, really tiny. And you just gotta have a podcast to make a song and you can get nominated. So this could be our hit.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
All right. Our next prompt.
All right.
Promo.
We're gonna roll the clock back just a little bit, okay?
Okay.
That's your bonus prompt, all right?
All right.
A bittersweet lament of a fleeting romance, or possibly an ode to a certain botanical muse, where a lone wanderer bids farewell to something that once brought joy, but now drifts into the ether. Clue number 1. A bittersweet farewell, but to a person or to something else.
All right. Let's get another clue in here. People, your headphones aren't broken. There's just long pauses of silence as we think.
Yeah, bittersweet symphony. No idea.
Nope. I'm
right.
not even gonna
Don't
go
even
to the beat.
don't even do that.
A song about lost love or maybe a different kind of goodbye.
Irish goodbye.
This is for the classic rock fans out there. I'll throw that there.
It's not that it's an unpopular song. It's just I'm having a really hard time picturing it.
All right. The lyrics begin the first line. She grew up in an Indiana town.
Yeah. Yeah. It's Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Tom Petty. Yeah. Last dance.
Okay.
And yeah, we don't
Last
want them
Dance
coming
with
out.
Mary
All right. Yeah. Wow.
All right. I'm gonna
We didn't get that one.
Needed a couple.
Jordan, what is the song name? Will
the
you
song is
put us out of our
called
misery?
Mary Jane's Last Dance
There we go.
by Tom Petty and then his
One
gang
more
of
dance for
heartbreakers.
Mary. Oh,
exactly.
jeez. All right.
All right, and our final prompt for the game, Potculture.
I'm feeling good.
All right. A declaration of dominance from West Coast architects of rhythm, culminating in a timeless directive for perpetual herbal appreciation, punctuated by the unmistakable sound of a whistle.
Ooh, whistle. West Coast whistle. Too short? Blow the whistle?
West Coast whistle.
Architects.
Clue number 1.
Yeah.
A sequel to a legacy marked by a famous final line.
Okay. I think I have a guess for this one. Only because of the final line part. Is this The Chronic with the final line? Smoke weed every day.
Chronic 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah. It's the one and only STEVE.
So, editor note, that song is called The Next Episode.
The Next Episode. Thank you.
By
From
Dr.
The
Dre
Chronic is the album.
and
Yeah.
Chronic 2001.
Yeah.
Dr.
Wow.
Dre, Snoop Dogg.
So anyway,
A lot happened in 2001.
thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thanks once again for playing Potculture here
That was such a good game, Jordan. Wow. Holy crap.
in the Zen Den.
Wow. Well, I'm curious, people that are watchers, listeners, how many of those did you get? Were you angrily shouting at your phone as we just couldn't get those last few? Drop it in the comments below. We want to know. That was a good game, Jordan.
If this was MySpace, I'd have some of those songs on my profile. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take some load off the original Game Meister's plate here. So
If
No,
I
that
could
was so
elaborate on Potculture, I'm even seeing it on this nice glass board where we have this trivia Potculture, and we're selecting, because this window is amazing.
We just turn the
I want to
whiteboard
see you
into-
in a
or-
suit, standing in front of this board. You're
Yes.
pointing up vaguely towards it.
it's funny you mentioned that, because I was thinking about just bringing in a change of clothes and doing a hard cut.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, all right, you guys ready for a game? And then you're like, yeah. And then it cuts back to me in full suit. And I was like, you
Incredible.
know what? That's just one step too far. I don't care that much.
You're dressed like Jeff Daniels in Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, just powder blue.
Powder blue suit.
So,
That was a great game. That
Thanks for
definitely
playing.
needs to make a comeback for sure.
I'm feeling warmed up now.
all right. Well,
Thank you.
round 2 coming season 3.
Whew.
Well, I feel like a winner.
You guys definitely won. Yeah, percentage wise, I'd say that's a 85, 86%.
Hey, that's great.
Yeah, that's
Actually,
real
probably
good.
closer to 90 if we're doing math. I'm not good at math, but I'd say 90%.
You know, I graduated college, and the classes that I got a C- in counted as just as many credits as the ones that I got A's in. So I'm feeling like we batted 100% on that one, baby. Yeah, there we go.
We live to see another day.
Another day. Well, let's take a quick break, and then when we get back, we've got some news to jump into. That's probably going to be a little bit less from the game, but we'll be right back.